Liverpool 2 in a result that most of us probably thought was going to be the case. We probably thought this game would end up in a draw and we'd have 7 games to go. That's where we are, my friends. Look, I'm going to take you through my player ratings for the game. I'm going to ask you guys for your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match. Please do throw some comments into the chat for Connor about who you guys think should be in the Man of the Match poll. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors as well. Surfshark, the leading VPN provider on the market. Don't forget, you can get yourself 83% off, 3 months additional free with the Anfield Agenda link in the description or the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. Surfshark secures your data with industry leading measures, the most uncrackable encryption and secure VPN protocols. Right, my friends, what say we after that one? First half performance was shocking. Second half performance, it's difficult to gauge actually, because we got ourselves a great goal, and I have to say that second goal for us was beautiful. An absolutely picture perfect goal with a beautiful finish from Sadio Mane. As the game went on, I felt like City looked the more likely to pinch a winner. But, as I predicted midweek, we ended up 2-2. That's how I seen this game going all week. And now it's down to who holds their nerve for the remaining 7 games. If you look at it from the fixtures, you will think we have a harder run in the Manchester City. Obviously, we have United. We've got Everton. But look, we know football can throw up mad results, mad moments. And trust me, there are twists and turns still to go in this title race. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through my player ratings, and then we'll give you guys a chance in the live chat right now to vote for your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match. I'll do about 10 or 15 minutes here, and then I'll be joined by Paddy, by Steve, and by Kyle. So look, my friends, here's my 2 cents on the players' performances today. Alison Becker, I don't really feel there's much he could have done about either of the goals. Could he have come out a little bit earlier for the second goal? Perhaps, but I don't think there was any fault in Alison's play today. Really big save early doors in the game as well, which was a big moment, and he stood up yet again. So for me, Alison Becker gets a solid 7 out of 10. Trent Alexander-Arnold, another game of 2 halves from Trent. First half, totally exploited down Trent's side. Cancelo, Foden, Bernardo Silva, they had us run ragged down the first half down our right hand side. I thought Trent came back into the game more in the second half, started to find himself more in an attacking sense, getting involved in the game. Salah wasn't at his best either, but we're concentrating on Trent here. So for Trent, 7 for Trent. Moving across left side, look, I'm going to say this, I wasn't impressed with Robertson going forward one bit. Defensively, I thought Andy Robertson was okay. I thought he was too safe. That's what annoyed me today from Andy Robertson. I thought he was too safe in possession, too safe in his passing, and at times took one touch too many. I have a bit of a bugbear with Robbo lately, and I don't know if it's under instruction from Klopp, but he does not take on his man and go around the outside. I can understand why, but every once in a while, just take a chance, shake it up, tell your teammate to step in and cover for you. I'm going to give Robbo a 6.5. I didn't think he was that great today at all. Centre backs, I thought Verge and Matip did really well. A lot to deal with, particularly with those balls that City like to do, cutting them back from the byline to the edge of the 6-yard box. I thought Van Dijk and Matip did well. I actually thought Matip was probably our best centre back today. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I just remember so many interceptions from Joel Matip. But there were some shaky moments in the first half from both. So 7 out of 10 for both of those gentlemen today at centre back. Moving into midfield, Fabinho wasn't great. He wasn't great. From the level we know Fabinho's capable of, that wasn't a game that he stamped his control on. Now, he got better as the game went on, but I just feel like I expected more from Fabinho in this game. And again, we speak about the battle of the midfield so often. We tried, we worked hard in midfield, but I just don't feel like we could ever really control Kevin De Bruyne. So with that being said, Fabinho, got to give Fabinho a 6.5 out of 10. We'll have much better games from him. Thiago, I mean, look, Thiago picking up a yellow was the easiest bet you'll ever have in your life. But I actually thought Thiago was good today. I thought that he tried to make things tick. I just felt, and I say this right across the board for our players today, sometimes just one touch too many, unnecessarily, in a game where the ball needs to be moved quicker. City are very good at doing that, moving the ball quickly down the lines, switching up play. And I thought, you know, if I was to weigh up the game as a whole, I thought they imposed their game on us more than we were able to impose our game on them. So Thiago, 7. Okay, can do better. Hendo, I wasn't impressed with Hendo today. Somebody made a comment in our live chat that sometimes the game looks like it's a bit too quick for Hendo, and the game not passed him by a bit because he was very good tracking back and helping out defensively. But again, another person who I felt was always looking at the safe option today. Couple of chances in the edge of the 18-yard box. I don't know. One of them he tried to play the ball to Jota, who was 5 yards offside, and he should have had a shot. And another opportunity in the first half, he should have had a crack. And again, I do hold Hendo partly responsible for that first half performance as the captain, because you would want him to be barking orders and really getting those players G'd up. 5 out of 10 for Henderson today. I'm not happy with that Henderson performance. Moving into the front line, Salah, 6, not great, can do better. And I feel 6 could be generous. You know, he was much better in the second half, Mo, much better. But again, sometimes you look at Mohamed Salah playing football and you wonder, does he trust the players around him? Because he feels like he has to take it all on himself, trying to force things to happen. It didn't really get himself much of a chance in the game. He had one strike that took a deflection for a corner that we didn't get. But other than that, I think Mohamed Salah was average. What I will give him credit for, and this could be what his instruction was today, he was very good at coming back and helping out Trent on the right hand side. There was 3 or 4 occasions, particularly in that first half, where I noticed him tracking back. 6.5 for me for Mohamed Salah. Sadio Mane, I loved his performance after the first 15 minutes, because in the first 15 minutes he looked like he couldn't keep his footing. He was all over the place. He was giving the ball away. There's this thing about Sadio that he almost seems to control the ball up into the air at times, and it gives people a chance to close him down. But as the game went on, I actually thought that he was really good today. Got himself an excellent goal. And by the way, when I speak about the goal, I can't speak about it without speaking about the impact Mohamed Salah had. The only thing that stopped Salah getting a lower score today was that ball for Mane. Because when I looked at the situation developing with my normal Joe Soap brain, I thought the ball up the line to Jota, little slip ball in behind is the way. But that's why I'm sitting here and Mohamed Salah is out there on the pitch, because he spotted the angle for the pass through to Sadio Mane. It was an exceptional bit of play from Mo, and it was an exceptional finish from Sadio Mane. So with that being said, I'm going to give Sadio Mane a 7.5 out of 10 today. Diogo Jota got himself a goal as well, but I feel like that goal was cancelled out because he should have squared the ball to Mohamed Salah later on in the first half. We should have gone in at half-time 2-2. Would have been a wholly undeserving 2-2, but we should have gone in at half-time 2-2. And Jota just took the wrong option. So Diogo Jota gets himself a 6.5 today out of 10. And do you know why I'm giving players such a low score today? Maybe other times I'm a bit more generous. I'm going to use the boxing analogy again. If you're going and fighting a champion in their backyard for a title, you want to rip it out of their hands. You don't want to fall over the line. You don't want to leave it to the judges. I felt today we never imposed ourselves on that game. We never made City bend to our will. And I felt like if there was one team going to win it in the end, it wasn't going to be us. But look, other than that, I'm happy to leave there with a draw. I would have taken a draw before the game. I want to talk about the referee and the VAR appointment today. Well done. Well done to those concerned. I thought that Anthony Taylor, we're never going to agree with every decision a referee makes. It's just not going to happen. But I think in the big moments today, they were spot on. So I want to just say well done to the officials today, because I'm somebody who was vocal in my dislike of those appointments. So I want to say well done to those. And look, we have a title race on our hands, my friends. This is going to the wire. So yeah, look, it is stalemate today, and I'm happy enough with that. I really am, particularly with us not being at our best. To leave the Etihad, to play City twice this season, both to be draws. These teams have respect for each other out there on the pitch. These teams respect the calibre of their opponents, and look, ultimately, whatever unfolds over the next 7 games in the league, time will tell. But it is still all to play for. And again, we might be disappointed we didn't go and get the win. We could be relieved we didn't lose. But ultimately, we're still in a chance in this title race. And I would have taken that at the start of the season. So I'm not too displeased. Let's have a look at the poll, see how it's going so far. I mean, it's fairly tight-ish. I'm glad to see that the person I gave the highest score of my player ratings to was winning the man of the match poll. I mean, we'll leave that go a little bit longer. I'm going to read a few of your comments out, my friend. So look, get your comments in. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes to go before I will end this and then be joined for a fan panel. And I'm really interested to see how Paddy's seen the game, how Steve Bland's seen it, and of course how Kyle's seen it. We show too much respect to Manchester City, said Carlos. Carlos, that is certainly a question that I'll be putting to the guys in our fan panel, mate. We really got away with the draw. The ref was rubbish. Look, mate, I'm the first one to have a knock at the referees. I thought Anthony Taylor refereed that game well today. He didn't rush when he was making a decision on yellows, and he gave himself thinking time. Look, credit where it's due. I think the officials were good today. Mane gets an 8 out of 10 from Amir. We definitely weren't at it today, said Fahim. Tough games ahead, said Irfan. It's our high line. Yeah, look, that's another good point, and a point that I'll ask you guys about it before I ask the lads. Were you worried about the high line today? Because City seemed to be able to exploit it well. They're one of the few teams that have actually been able to get in behind us. Some of it's from the calibre of the footballers they have. You know, we know the capability of Cancelo. We know the capabilities of De Bruyne to pick out these passes. They always try and make the pitch as big as possible, City. Their wide players hug the 2 touch lines and make it difficult. And that's why you see our players get narrow. They're willing and happy to give up the wide areas because they feel like they still have to make something happen. You can block the cross. You can force them back inside. But ultimately, I do feel like they had more of the game go the way they expected it, and we never really were able to force our noses in front or force ourselves into a commanding position in the game. After we scored, I thought we had a good 10-minute spell after we scored the second goal where I was a bit hopeful that maybe we were starting to wrestle the tide away from Manchester City. But look, full credit to both teams, to both managers, to everybody for today, because it was the spectacle that we probably hoped for and thought was going to happen. It was a good advert for the Premier League. If you're a neutral watching that game, I'm very intrigued to know how you felt about it. As a Liverpool fan, look, I can't lie. I'm always honest. I would have taken that all week in the build-up to the game because I've always believed that City still have a wobble left in them. And maybe we do as well. But you know what? It's still alive and it's still there to fight for. And we know that these lads won't give up on either side. So look, it's one hell of an end to the title race with the last 7 games to go. Both teams obviously in European action midweek as well. Manchester City travel over to the Wanda Metropolitano and we entertain Benfica. City seemed like they had more players on the pitch at times than Gerrard FC. You predicted the score, said KM. I mean, I've got a few scores right this season, in fairness. Henderson was a passenger. I do agree with that, which is why I said all week that I would have played Naby Keita, because I wanted us to be more proactive. But look, ultimately, we're still alive in this race, and we're still very much in this race. So it's probably the result the title race needed to keep it going. I said all week I felt like it was a must not lose game for Liverpool. I felt like if City won it, we lose the title. If we win it, we have an advantage, but a draw keeps it ticking along. So look, 7 games to go. It's over to both sets of players, both managers, and let's see what happens. After all the guys were so brave because they stopped City from winning, we still have a good chance, said Amir. City in the driving seat, but we're still there. We need to win all our games. Can't see them dropping many points, said Dermot. I agree, Dermot. I think there's a twist somewhere in this title race still to go. Just like everybody else, heaven knows where that twist is. Hopefully it's with them conceding the late equaliser or something somewhere. Look, I'm going to bring the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll to a close because I want to get ready for the fan panel, which is coming up in 2 minutes time. So we will end the poll, which has had 1,500 votes, which I think is the most we've ever had in the Man of the Match poll. And the winner of the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match with, let me just check the percentages. Just wait for it to come up. With 45% of the vote is Sadio Mane, the birthday boy. Got himself a goal today. Happy birthday to him and well done to Sadio, being voted the Man of the Match. Look, the live fan panel link is at the top of the live chat right now, my friends. I will be on again in 2 minutes with Steve Bland, Paddy Murphy and Carl from Nothing But Reds. Hope to see you guys there as well. Shout out to our sponsor, Surfshark. But don't go anywhere. This fan panel It's going to be interesting. It's going to be emotional. And I'm really intrigued to hear what the various opinions are from the lads involved in it. So thank you to Surfshark. Link in the description if you want to download that. Don't go anywhere. 2 minutes. Link at the top of the live chat.